Alright, what's up everybody? We finally got the Splatoon 3 Sizzle Season patch notes. This is going to be the patch notes discussion and breakdown for Splatoon 3 Sizzle Season 4.0.0 patch. This will actually be going live, at least when you're seeing this, probably tomorrow. So, or later today, because it goes by Japanese time. So usually if you're in NA or a lot of the other places, it's usually a little bit earlier, because that side of the world's a little bit, I think, faster on time or something. So, gonna get right into this. There's a lot of stuff here. I'm not gonna talk about a lot of the stuff that I really don't care about. If you guys want to check this out, this is the patch notes on the Nintendo website. You guys can look at it yourselves. If I go through everything here, we'll be sitting here for 2 hours. So I want to just go through like the meat and potatoes of this patch and kind of just get right into it. Gonna be getting 2 new weapons. We got the S-Blast 92. It says how it works, and then the same with the paintbrush. We kind of knew how it was working when they actually revealed on their Twitter and that type of thing already. So really hyped for the S-Blast 92. I think it's going to be a really fun weapon. Even though I wish we would have had some other blaster kits. I think the blaster needs a new kit and the range blaster and that type of thing. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to complain since we actually finally did get a new blaster at least. Got all the kits for the new variants of weapons. I was going to do a video going through all these. A lot of these are pretty bad. Like, there's a lot of these that aren't really that good. There's another new inkjet weapon, which is pretty good. But if you guys want to see, like, me playing these, I'll probably be streaming the game live once this Sizzle season does drop here in about a day or two. So if you guys want to drop by when I'm live, I'll be playing all these weapons on stream. So if you don't want to miss that, subscribe so you'll be updated when I am live. Apart from that, I'm not going to talk about it very much. I think the best one here is Tenta Missiles on the Splatoon Wiper decal. Apart from that, not really too much here at all, if I'm being 100% real. I wish there were some more Tenta Missile weapons, or they would have brought back some specials from Splatoon 2, like Splashdown, or like Big or Bubble Blower, or like Stingray, or something from Splatoon 2, but kind of boring. But at the same time, I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes. I feel like a lot of the kits are kind of lacking or just don't really make sense again, which is nothing new with a lot of these new updates. It's been the same thing for the last couple seasons. We got a lot of questionable kits already, so. Now we get into the buffs and nerfs for some of the weapons. The Carbon Roller and the Carbon Roller decal are going to be able to roll faster, whatever. Still doesn't really do much for them. The Octo Brush is going to have a 6% reduced ink consumption when swinging and a 7% reduced ink consumption when actually rolling, or when actually running with the brush. So I don't know why they didn't do it for the ink brush, why only the Octo Brush, but the Octo Brush with a little bit of an ink buff. It's pretty good, decent on ink already, so it ain't going to do very much, but it's nice to see a buff. Snipe Rider 5H reduced the amount of ink consumed by approximately 13%, and then they increased the movement speed while charging and while fully charged by 13%. Still a really bad weapon. I think the main problem with the Snipe Rider 5H is its kit is just horrible, and you need the ability to be able to hold a charge and be able to swim with a charge. Until that happens to the weapon, it's going to be garbage. There's just no reason to play it at all, unfortunately. It's a really cool design of a weapon, but apart from that, it has nothing, and it's really, really bad. Splash-O-Matic. Wow, Splash-O-Matic nerfs, everybody. It took them 6 months, actually we're more than 6 months now since they released the game, like 6+ months, to actually give the Splash-O-Matic meaningful nerfs to where it actually probably won't be that good anymore. They reduced the range and the points of impact from ink spread by 10%, so you're no longer going to be able to somehow fight stuff that has a longer range than you do, and somehow still do damage to them. Good. Small nerf, but it'll matter a lot, especially with how much the weapon's still played. Sloshing Machine. Wow, a Sloshing Machine nerfs, y'all. Finally, some more nerfs for the weapon. Lengthen the interval between continuous swings by approximately 5/60ths of a second. So you're not going to be able to have as fast of swings. It's going to take longer for you to actually do stuff and actually use the weapon. Good. I wish we would have seen some special point nerfs or some ink consumption nerfs again, but we'll see how it goes. And then they finally nerfed the Splatoon Stamper. I've been wanting nerfs for this thing for I don't know how long already. Ever since, at least for like 3 months, ever since people starting to play, and it's been just getting played in like your higher tier games and just absolutely abused by a lot of the people. It's ace to play against. It really is, and they finally gave it some really solid nerfs. I don't think the weapon's going to be garbage, but these nerfs are going to hurt the weapon, which is good. Maybe we'll finally see some stuff that actually needs to be worth playing now, apart from the Splatoon Stamper. It's a cool weapon, but man, it does way too much damage. It does way too much for a weapon. I wish they would have just nerfed the damage if I were them, but I guess the same thing. Increasing the ink consumption is another huge nerf to hit a weapon with, and by 30% is a crazy amount. It really is. Same with 14% on your horizontal slashes. So if you do want to play the Stamper now, you're going to have to run a lot of main saver, like ink recovery, which is great. At least for somebody that doesn't play the weapon, I think then some really solid nerfs, which is great. If you're a Splatoon Stamper main, you're probably going to be mad, but who cares? Still a great weapon. All you have to do is just change your gear build a little bit more to actually include some main saver, some ink recovery in your build. It's not that big of a deal, really. Still has the same amount of damage. Got some special changes. Big Bubbler increased the barrier's maximum radius. How much, it doesn't say. We'll have to find out. And then reduce the damage taken from some special weapons by approximately 50 to 75%. So it doesn't say that either, so we'll have to find out which specials actually do less damage to Big Bubbler. I'm assuming some of them, like Trizuka and like Inkjet, are just some of them. I think that would probably be affected by that, but I know there's a few others that you can maybe say in there, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to really speculate on which one it really is, or which ones they really are. Tacticooler got some huge buffs. It got a base 2 seconds duration added to it, so it lasts 2 seconds longer, even with no gear abilities. Really solid buff. Super Chump, still going to be a garbage special. I fail to see why people say Super Jump is so good. It is still going to be one of the worst specials in the entire game, even with these buffs, but increase the radius of the ground inked by deployables by 40%, and then increase the damage by 10. And then they made it possible to aim it closer to your feet, I guess, when you set it up. So I don't know. I think Super Chump is an overhyped special, and everybody overhypes and overrates the special. I really do. I do not think it's good at all. And even with these buffs, I think it's still going to be really bad, especially on the weapons it's on. It's on the NZAP 85. And it's on the new Dually Squelchers, and I think there's maybe one other weapon that it might be on. At least that I'm forgetting. It might just be those two as well. I'm not 100% sure, but still going to be garbage. It's not on nearly enough weapons to make it actually decent. Ultra Stamp. Here's another really questionable balance change, because Ultra Stamp is still really, really bad. It's better than it was when they buffed it this last season, but like it's still really bad. And they're actually going to be nerfing the duration by 1.5 seconds. So it's going to last 1.5 seconds longer, and you're not going to be able to even do nearly as much with it, which I think it only has like a 6-second duration to begin with before this, or I think it was like 6 or 7. It depends on your gear builds. I don't know. Another nerf to a special that is not really even that good to begin with, like the most questionable balance change this entire update. I don't know why they're nerfing Ultra Stamp. Really, really stupid. It just goes to show you Nintendo has some really good balance changes this patch, but like there's some that are just really questionable and just really stupid. But I mean, it could be worse. You could have the pro players balancing the game, and if they were to balance the game, we would have no game. So I'd rather have Nintendo balance the game than some of the people that play the game. At least from some of the balance takes they have, because gosh, their balance takes are so awful. Neo Splash getting a special point nerf. Finally, it took them more than 6 months to give us this nerf to this weapon. Finally, the Rapid Blaster Deco getting a special nerf when it doesn't even paint that well. Why? I don't know. Really questionable, really stupid balance change like usual. And then the Ballpoint Splatling, which gets a nerf to special. The reason why this thing is getting played and seen even in your higher tiers is because it's the best inkjet weapon in the entire game. And it's one of the most versatile weapons in the game. I said the Ballpoint Splatling was going to be broken when it was first in the game, when the game launched. And nobody said it was actually going to be good. Everybody that had an opinion or at least disagree with me. Who's the one that's right now? It may have took longer than 6 months, but like the weapon's now one of the best weapons in the game when I was the first one to see that on launch of the Splatoon 3, so when I had people telling me the weapon's going to be mid at best. Yeah, sure. Ballpoint Splatling is sure mid right now, isn't it? Sure is. I don't think it's broken at all, though. I think it's actually a balanced weapon, so that's at least one good thing. It's not like the Neo Splash or the Sloshing Machine that are just brain-dead weapons, so we'll wait till the point where it gets to be like a brain-dead weapon, and then they're going to have to start nerfing the shit out of it, but at least at this point it's not, which is another good thing. Bunch of other stuff here. I'm not going to talk about any of this because we'll be here for about 10 years. The only other like main thing here I think that they actually put in here made it so you can actually there was something here I think about made it possible to select change gear and then go after the battle ends, an anarchy battle open. So now you can actually change your gear before going into the next match, which is great. I don't know why we didn't have that on the launch of Splatoon 3, but we finally got that, which is a huge change. Got some salmon run changes. I'm not going to go through any of this because it really doesn't matter at all unless you're actually playing salmon run with this, and these weapons happen to be in rotation. So they increased the max level of table turf to 999. Can't wait to see the first person that gets level 999 in table turf. The no life 24/7 sweat that does that. I don't even know anybody that's like level 100 on table turf. So there might be some people that are, but I don't know any. Got a bunch of other changes, lobby changes. Like I said, if you guys want to go through all this and look at it all in depth and like in detail, you guys can check out the patch notes yourself. Like I said, I'm not going to go through a lot of this stuff because we'd be sitting here forever, and I want to actually have a shorter video on like a 1+ hour video like usual. So, bunch of bug fixes. I don't know if any of these actually matter. I don't know. Hopefully they do. Maybe there's some here that are actually really problematic and finally getting fixed, but find out, I guess. Changes to table turf, other fixes, whatever. But that's pretty much all we have here, y'all. Pretty much all we got. I'm going to go back to the top of the weapons here and kind of talk about some of these other weapons. Like, a lot of these new weapons we're getting to, like some brief opinions on these weapons. S-Blast 92 might have one of the worst kits, at least on paper, in the entire game. And I'm not going to sit and talk about a lot of these, but like just very quick. Light Tetra Dualies might be good. I think it might be the most solid Zipcaster in the game, but at the same time, I think Zipcaster is a special that nobody really can get enough value out of or don't even know how to use properly, so that's kind of hit or miss. I think the one that actually won here is a Tensorella Brella with actually a really solid kit with Trizuka and Ink Mine, but at the same time, the Brellas are so bad that you'll never see it played probably ever because the Brella class is just the worst class in the entire game, so. And then we finally got a really solid kit for the Big Swig Roller, so you'll probably be seeing this thing played a lot, including me. I'll be playing this thing. Really solid kit, and finally has a special I can actually farm and actually use. And then you got the Rabbit Blaster Pro Decal, really mid kit. I don't know why they would give this thing Killer Well. I wish they would have gave it Tenta Missiles or like brought back Ink Armor or something. It's another thing we're missing with a lot of these updates, especially bringing back some of these alternate weapon kits. I wish they would bring back some of the older specials from Splatoon 2. Bubble Blower, Ink Armor, Stingray, Splashdown, just to name a few of them. There's a lot of them here that you should really bring back. Even like the Splat Bomb launchers and like the bomb launchers would be really cool to bring back. I don't know why we don't have that, or like Burst Bomb launcher, Suction Bomb launcher, that type of thing. I don't know. Huge missed opportunities, if I'm being 100% real with you guys. Really disappointed that they did not bring back any specials from Splatoon 2. Because I think the game really needs new specials right now. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of some of the new weapon kits down in the comments down below. Apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. I will be live with the new patch whenever it goes live, whether it's today, when I'm recording this, or tomorrow. So if you guys don't want to miss that, subscribe so you know when I'm live. Apart from that, I'm going to get out of here. Peace out, everybody. And I'll see you guys in a future video.